Hi, everybody. Today's chapter is the first of four chapters on programming beats. And this one is called On Looseness. And the reason it's called like that is because by default, when you program a beat, what you get is that everything by default is like straight on the grid line and at the same velocity. So in order to get a more realistic drum sound, it's better to let go of that a little bit. Uh, so it proposes a couple of ways to do that. One of which is changing the timing so that not everything is 100% quantized, and then maybe playing around with the velocities or both. So this is a beat I made over like a couple of guitar lines just to demonstrate. And this is the beat without changing anything. As you can see, all the velocities are at 100. Everything is fixed straight on the grid, 100% quantization. So let's hear what that sounds like. Okay, so the beat itself is not bad, it works with the music, but it's too static, and that doesn't happen if you have a real drummer playing. So here, I played around with the timing a little bit. As you can see, uh, the hats haven't changed much here, or at all. Like they're all still fixed on the grid to keep time, but the snares and the rim shots, they've both moved a little bit forward, like here, while the kick, except for the first one, they've gone back a little bit. So let's hear what that sounds like on its own first. Okay, now with everything else. Now we're getting somewhere, like it's let me just switch this off. Yeah, uh, it's becoming starting to sound more natural. And what I found out is there's a bit of a limit to how far you can push those timing wise. Like if I move this like too much ahead, it starts sounding weird, which may work for a different song or whatever, but not in this case. It sounds like this. Yeah, it's too laid back. So, but that could work. You can just try different things. Now for velocity. If you ever seen a real drummer play, or if you ever tried to play drums yourself, you always notice that like there are almost no two notes that have the same volume. And this is what I tried to recreate here. As you can see, there's way more variation velocity wise, but everything is still fixed on the grid for this one. And this is what it sounds like on its own. And now with everything playing together. Okay, now it sounds less natural than the timing one, but when you combine both together, this is when it starts to sound better. So let's try that out. Let me just change these three because they're too loud. Okay. And maybe the rim shots. Okay. I would say this is the best one out of all of them. Well, you have the one thing that I noticed as well is when you're playing around with the timing, you don't want it to sound like you have a bad drummer playing, unless you're doing something super experimental or something. But like play around with the timing, but not so much that it sounds like you're too lazy to make it sound good, I guess. Anyway, tomorrow we continue with drum programming, so I'll see you then. Bye.